thank you very much, Wendy. When I looked at the idea of Russian and Chinese troll farms, that became a big deal in the U.S. previous elections and still going on. But the real issue that I've found as an IT professional and with having operations and engineers working all over the world is that this becomes both an enormous productivity hit, and it also will, without a doubt, injure your brand and yourself. If you think of, and I'm sure everybody's got a Facebook, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, or an Instagram, or some of the other social media tools. What's happened over the last at least 7 years, and probably 10, is that social media has become what we refer to as it's been weaponized. I can now use this as a blunt instrument to either attack people personally or to go out after other organizations. It's something that you want to think about when you're on your own Facebook account, your own Twitter account, your LinkedIn account, any of these. Also, I'll mention a couple of other spots. Other applications have been weaponized are things like OkCupid and Tinder. So it's not just the Facebook issues, and it's not just Twitter. It's everything else. I'm going to talk a little bit about who's doing it, how they're doing it, not just the troll farms, but some of the individual trolls, and also kind of a taxonomy on the trolls. And we'll talk through how this, the impact on you, your economy, your own well-being, and also the communities that you take part in. And please put in whatever questions you've got, and Wendy and I will be answering them at the end. So when we look at the troll farms, here's a picture of my favorite set of trolls. It actually looks like one of the first programming groups I ever managed. So when the first one we look at is, why do you want to care? Well, to give you a little bit about why I care, because I've worked and used social media and the internet and email for decades. I got my first email address in 1974 when it was all on ARPANET, and at that time called DARPANET here in the U.S. I've always been active on a lot of the different internet groups, working groups, through organizations like IEEE. We do an enormous amount of work online. We do a lot of sharing of documents. We do enormous document sharing. And also, when I look at that, we need to have, for collaboration, you need to know who you're collaborating with and the people that you're working with. And a lot of times trolls will not make that happen. As an example, I think back in the dark ages of technology, the first cyber security issues I ever ran into was when I was at Los Alamos Labs. And there we had people who we'd think of as trolls today and hackers going in after some of the online systems that we had. So it's been a long time. Present history, as I mentioned in the opening, I've got a group of engineers that work in Russia. They actually work on Sakhalin Island. And we're in the oil and gas business. This is a lot of software engineering that we're doing, but we also do cybersecurity surveys. So we've seen what's happening from the other side. We can look at how trolls and hackers are trying to go after the Russian systems, not just the other way around. We usually think that the Russians are the big meanies out there, but they're also constantly under attack, and it's been interesting to see how that happens, both getting trolled in social media and also just setting that up as a way to go into attack. I think that all of us need to care because we're relying more and more on social media for marketing your products. People are doing enormous amounts of marketing on Twitter. They're doing enormous amounts of marketing on Facebook. When you think of all the issues that have arisen with Facebook, it's fairly there's a fairly enormous number of applications that are out there. Your brand relies on positive coverage in social media, and that brand is not just your company or your product, but it's also you. If you end up getting, someone comes in and decides that they don't like what you posted, and they're going to downvote you across the board, they're going to have a group of people unfriend you, all of a sudden your statistics start looking pretty bad on Facebook or even LinkedIn or operations like Reddit. You've really have to rely on that positive coverage. You get your news, or many people get their news from Facebook, Reddit, LinkedIn, and you have to care that the news you're getting is accurate and correct if you're relying on that. I'm always surprised by the number of folks who really do just rely on a set of feeds that they get from Facebook, and that's the news that they work with and use every day. And heaven forbid, if you're a politician today, you really need to care about what's going on. Also, you can't talk about trolls and trolling unless you have at least one or two Dilbert cartoons. The big joke there, and this is from this year, the beware the Albonian troll farms, where competitors hired an Albonian troll farm to ruin our brand on social media. So it's a very, very interesting approach when even our friends at Dilbert care about it. And then just the idea of having a troll farm getting attacked, but you really don't know you're being attacked until you've done some analysis on what's happening. This isn't like a hacker coming in. This isn't like getting a message of ransomware popping up. This is fairly subtle, where all of a sudden the messaging that's being done is changing how either you want to operate or your customers want to operate, or even worse, your colleagues, how your colleagues end up operating. So what do they look like? Who are these trolls? Well, there's kind of the freelance internet troll, and I'll look at some of those and kind of give you a taxonomy of who these folks are. Then there's the commercial troll organizations, what we refer to as the farms. And they're out there in Russia, China, Macedonia. Yes, Macedonia is one of the big ones. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But they're both independent and commercial. So here's some of the freelance internet troll types. I think most of us are familiar with the first one, the insult troll, the internet troll. One of the quotes.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Malutis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.